Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to assemble the brand new to market Arrows RC Mig 29. This is a lot smaller than the SU-30 that everybody knows and loves, but it is in the same scale as that jet. So the two side by side are realistic. One is a little bit smaller, more nimble. They're both dressed up with just great lights, suspension retracts. This one comes in at a twin 64mm power system. 4000 6S is what I've got in here. I think 3300s, 3200 even. 6S packs are going to be fine. Some guys are going to want to shoehorn bigger ones in there, but I really think when you keep these light, that's where it's at. But we won't know till we get it up and out to the airfield. So stick around the channel, turn on those notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything when we take this beauty up. Right now, we're the only one with one here in the States. And so if you're into this plane, you've come to the right place. So the assembly is very easy. Check it out. We're going to jump in. I'm going to show you, I did have to kind of go fishing for my BEC wire. There's a 5 amp UBEC in here that I didn't source immediately when I was getting ready to bind the aircraft, and so I had nothing, no power. I took the little grate off on top of the ESCs, and there's my 5 amp UBEC and the lead. So I fished it through, hooked it up, and everything was bing bada bing, ready to rock. So guys, the assembly's super easy. The only thing you glue are the vertical stabs. Here it is. Check it out and enjoy. If you want to see what it looks like next to the SU-30, stick around on the channel, and I'm going to show you a picture at the end of this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the build. Just breaking in real quick, because when I made that assembly video, I obviously hadn't flown it yet. Now I have. So don't use the assembly as a reference. In the assembly, I was setting it up even with these, what look to be more of the horizontal that's on the fuselage. I'll zoom in on this, but it's like a good 3 to 4 millimeters down if you're looking at the flash lines from the fuse to here. So I'll get a nice tight shot of that. I mean, the plane is armed right now. Just a little note, there is a 5 amp UBEC that you're going to have to plug into your receiver. You definitely have to have that plugged in, or you'll have no lights on the receiver, nothing. So that provides power to the aircraft. So when you go, so I dug in here to make sure I didn't have anything missing, and I found the lead, the 2-wire red and black that goes into an extra channel on your receiver. And I found that, and once I plugged it into my receiver, all was well. This is a nice plastic cover. Everything was fine, and so we're bound up, dropped the gear, and here we are. So we're going to get into it. We're going to probably leave it belly up, and even though it's not necessarily the first step, I think we're going to go ahead and get our horizontal stabs sorted while we have it upside down without verticals on it. So I think we'll do everything first but the verticals, because they are the only glue joints. Here's all the hardware that comes with the kit. Aside from the pitot tube, that is it. 2 linkages. The machine screws are 2mm hex driver. They're all the same size, 10mm. And that's what it takes for our horizontal right here. So you see this recess, you're going to get that in all the way, and then you screw through here, and it's just going to pin this in. One thing you might also want to do before you get too far is think about getting the linkages on. It should be the second hole from the top on here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We have found neutral already on the aircraft, so we're just going to put this here and kind of out of the way for a minute. Don't have to, but that's what we're doing. And then oh, that is so nice. Oh my gosh. And then we simply drive this. Now you want this is ball bearings, so you can clamp down on that rod with this 10mm screw. No problem, because it doesn't have to rotate. These are plastic bits back here. That's really nice. And the tolerances are pretty tight. It feels really good in there. And yeah, again, ball bearing on this, so you're good to go. And we'll wait and hook these up in a minute. Do the other side the same way. Second hole down. Oh, like a dream. Oh my goodness, how nice is that? Now I'm gonna go ahead and hook these up. I want to make them even right here and see what that looks like. I'm doing both the same. Usually a little bit of up trim is gonna be good to go on tighten it up on EDFs. Nice. These are on the right side to be a straight line. Oh my goodness, so nice. So also while I'm belly up, I'm going to go ahead and install the wings. They screw in from the bottom, so I'm going to get that done while I have access to the bottom. Brass threaded inserts here. You can see these are countersunk, so that's where your screw's going to go. The same screws you saw before. These are labeled, which is wonderful. Flap and aileron. There are lights, which is super exciting. I cannot wait to see them on. Channel 6 flaps. Special shout out to Channel 6 flaps in the house. If you know, you know. And then here are aileron. Obviously double check your polarity. There's plenty of room to tuck the wires away, which I think is wonderfully nice. Get this started on the spar. Tuck these connectors in. And go ahead, if there's slack in the wheel well, try to get that out of there the best you can, because you're not going to want it fouling up your gear operation. Oh, that is something else. Make sure nothing's pinched. Looks good. It's all plastic along here. Oh, that is slick. That is neat. 10mm hex in the brass. Here we go. Oh. Flaps and ailerons. Flaps and aileron servos are already connected for you. While we have this wing half here, let's go ahead and dress the ordnance as well. This is the down and dirty. Getting it done. And then you're going to go the middle size. And last but not least, this one. Holy smokes. This looks great. There we go. Oh, that's dressed. All right, now we're going to do the other side. Here's our other wing. What's nice, if the wires are hard to get at, which they're not, you can really get to them from right here in the wheel well. And honestly, you want all the slack to be in the wing if possible, so this doesn't foul up inside here. It shouldn't too bad, but it does have to come down and out. Taking a look at all the polarity, our lights are fed off of the flaps. You can see right there, there's a Y and then a 2-wire lead. That's going to be for the lights that are at the wingtips. Channel 6 flaps in the house. Flaps right here. Polarity's looking good. And our aileron. Polarity's looking good. Oh, that is just amazing how nice and easy that fits. $10mm machine screw into the brass. Guys, it's that easy. My goodness. Check it out. That one's a little bit tougher, but it's doable. And that got broke. That's my fault. I'll have to fix that. Oh my goodness. It's time to glue on the verticals, you guys. Holy smokes. Okay. Magnetic nose cone. Right there. It's plastic up here, which is very nice. And that is how you attach your pitot. Nice plastic bit. And it threads into brass. That is something else. Look at that. Ho, 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 ho. You'll put your eye out, kid. Careful. Look at this suspension. Look at that. This is gonna be, oh my goodness, so nice. Oh, I can't wait, you guys. All right, time to glue on the vertical stabs. So I am going to arm the plane. I've already bound it up. My control surfaces are at neutral. We're just gonna check things out really quick. I need to reverse that and need to reverse my rudder. No big deal. Pull your lead out. I got the flaps down, makes it easier. There we go. And again, before we glue, we are going to make sure this works. Sounds good to me. We've got, it's alive. So now we're gonna do the same thing. So we just know from the last time that we just kind of set this plastic leading edge here, starting to go where it belongs, rotate it in, and right as rain. What a looker. What a looker. So we like that, fits great. That's the dry fit. Now we're gonna go ahead with the foam tack again. It's fitting quite nice. Rotate it over and get a little bit on this edge as well. Nothing crazy. That's the only gluing on the kit right there. That is it. So twist it back around. Rotate it in, kind of push forward. Push it down, push it in, make good contact. Expose it to the air for a moment. Make sure that you've got contact with the glue. Looks good. Let that tack up a little bit, then we're going to cinch it. That should be good right there. Nice and tacky. Gave it some time. Did a good dry fit. Rotate this in. Make sure the wires are not anywhere they're not supposed to be. Oh man, that is nice. It fits good. Then we'll tuck that in later. Taking a good look at everything. It looks really nice. Oh, what a neat one, you guys. Holy moly. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. The build is very easy. This is a nice MiG-29. It's actually quite a bit smaller than the SU-30, and I'll show you a picture right now. But they are the same scale, so that's really cool. So when you see these flying together, one's large and one is a little bit smaller, more nimble fighter, that is true to scale, ladies and gentlemen. So I really think that is something. Just a few screws to get it together. You do have to glue on the vertical stabs. It's super easy to do it. The manual's right on, except I would save the verticals for last. For me to do it in one session and film it, it was really the only way to get it done. Now, if you want to glue the tails and walk away, I think that's probably okay. Or if you use epoxy, you're going to be good. But what a beautiful looking jet. The link's in the description for ordering information and tech specs, so check that out. Twin 64mm 6S EDF retracts and flaps, lights. This is nice. Guys, with that, thanks for coming by. Check out the flight video. If it's not up yet, check the info card, the end screen for other videos. We'll see you in the next one right here on the channel. Pilot Ryan out of here. Thanks, guys.